The lunch was arranged quietly. December 10th, 2025. Private room, Mayfair restaurant, no press, no staff. Just senior labor figures and Mark Carney, former Bank of England governor, former Bank of Canada chief, the man who'd guided Britain through financial crises. The conversation started politely. Economic policy, fiscal challenges, market concerns. Then someone asked the question everyone was thinking. Mark, would you ever consider returning to public service, perhaps in a different capacity? Carney smiled. Didn't say yes, didn't say no. Just, if my country needed me, I'd always consider how I could help. The room went quiet because everyone understood what that meant. Mark Carney wasn't ruling out becoming prime minister, and the people at that lunch were already imagining him replacing Keir Starmer. How did it get here? August 2024. Labor had been in power 1 month. Economy was struggling, growth stalling, inflation stubborn. Markets nervous about Labor's spending plans. Starmer needed credibility, needed someone markets trusted. Mark Carney's name kept appearing. Why don't we bring him back? Carney had left Bank of England in 2020, returned to private sector, made millions, but stayed connected to politics. He was Canadian British, dual citizen, eligible for parliament. Technically could become PM, but he was also unelected, never been MP. Outside the system, still desperate times, desperate measures. September 2024, Starmer reached out privately, offered Carney advisory role by economic czar, special envoy, something prestigious but non-governmental. Carney declined politely. I'm focused on private sector work, but I'm always available for informal advice. Translation, I'm not interested in supporting your government, but I'm watching. October 2024 economy worsened. Pound weakening. Business confidence falling. Investment declining. Rachel Reeves' chancellor was struggling. Markets didn't trust her. Labor's spending plans looked reckless. Meanwhile, Carney gave an interview praising responsible fiscal policy and warning against ideological economics. Not direct criticism of labor, but everyone heard the subtext. They're doing it wrong. November 2024, whispers started in labor. Backbenchers talking quietly. We need economic credibility. Carney gave us that before. What if we brought him into cabinet? Could we make him chancellor? Could he even become leader? The last question was theoretical, wild speculation, except it kept being asked. December 2024, Carney started positioning himself. Op-ed in Financial Times, Britain's economic challenges require bold, responsible leadership. Not naming Starmer, not criticizing labor explicitly, but describing qualities Britain needed experience in crisis management, market credibility, pragmatic centrism, all qualities Carney possessed, all qualities people questioned in Starmer. Then came the key line. In times of economic peril, Britain has always found leaders who put country before party. The implication was clear. I could be that leader. January 2025, speculation intensified. Political journalists writing columns. Could Mark Carney save labor? Think tanks publishing papers. The case for technocratic leadership. Polling companies testing. Carney versus Starmer. Who would you prefer? Results were devastating for Starmer. Among all voters, Carney 48%, Starmer 31%. Among labor voters, Carney 52%, Starmer 43%. Labor voters preferred someone who'd never been MP over their current prime minister. February 2025. Economy crisis deepened. Recession officially declared. Unemployment rising. Business failures mounting. Starmer's response looked weak. Speeches about long-term planning. Promises about staying the course. Markets wanted action. Labor wanted leadership. And increasingly, both were looking at Mark Carney. March 2025. Carney made his move. Announced he was considering return to public service in some capacity. Not specific, not committing, just floating the idea. The reaction was immediate. Markets rallied on speculation. Pound strengthened, business leaders praised potential return. Meanwhile, Starmer's office was panicking. This wasn't helpful speculation. This was threat. April 2025. Labor MPs started organizing quietly, not openly plotting, just discussions. If Starmer continues struggling, if economy doesn't improve, if we need change, Carney could be emergency option. The mechanics were complicated. Carney was an MP, would need safe seat, by-election or resignation honors list, but not impossible. Precedents existed. Alec Douglas Home, various laws becoming PMS constitutional, legal, precedented, and increasingly discussed seriously. May 2025, Starmer tried containing the threat. Offered Carney former role again, economic recovery czar, major salary, real authority. Carney declined. I don't think appointed positions are right fit for challenges Britain faces. Translation: if I'm coming back, it's as elected leader, not your advisor. The message was clear. Carney wasn't interested in supporting Starmer. He was interested in replacing him. June 2025 media campaign intensified. Friendly profiles of Carney, the man who could save Britain. Comparisons to Starmer, technocrat versus politician who's better equipped. Opinion pieces. Why Labor needs Mark Carney's economic expertise. Carney wasn't running these campaigns, but he wasn't stopping them either. He was letting speculation build, letting pressure on Starmer mount. July 2025, 1 year since Labor's victory. Starmer's government was failing, economy declining, polls collapsing, party divided, an alternative was crystallizing. Mark Carney. Someone who'd proven competence. Someone markets trusted. Someone who could theoretically stabilize everything. August 2025, senior labor figures started publicly suggesting it. Former ministers, we shouldn't rule out unconventional solutions. Party grandees, sometimes fresh leadership from outside traditional politics works. Even some current MPs. Mark Carney's economic record speaks for itself. Starmer couldn't attack Carney without looking weak, couldn't ignore him without looking scared. He was trapped. September 2025. Carney gave major speech, not political rally, economic forum, but the content was unmistakable. Britain needs leadership that understands markets, respects fiscal responsibility, and can navigate complex economic realities. Pause. Then, leadership that puts economic stability before political ideology. Direct shot at Starmer's Labor government. The audience, business leaders, economists, investors applauded enthusiastically. They'd found their candidate. October 2025 constitutional experts started explaining how it could work. Carney finds safe labor seat, wins by election, enters parliament. Labor MPs vote no confidence in Starmer. Leadership election triggered. Carney runs, wins on platform of economic competence, becomes PM without ever winning general election. Unusual? Yes. Impossible? No. And increasingly discussed as realistic scenario. November 2025. Labor's conference was dominated by Carney speculation. Starmer gave leaders speech, defended his record, called for party unity. The corridors were filled with conversations about alternative leadership, and one name dominated, Mark Carney. Post-conference polling showed catastrophic numbers. Should Labor replace Starmer before next election? Yes, 58%. No, 31%. Who should replace him? Mark Carney, 34%. Angela Rayner, 18%. Others, various, someone who'd never been Labor MP was most popular choice for Labor leadership. December 2025, the Mayfair lunch happened. Senior Labor figures, Mark Carney, private discussions. What was said? Nobody would confirm details. But aftermath was clear. Carney was being courted, and he was listening. December 20th, 2025. Carney gave an interview that changed everything. Asked directly, would you consider becoming Labor leader and PM? Previous answers had been vague. This time, I believe in public service. If there were a clear path and genuine need, I would always consider how I could contribute. Not yes, but not no either. The most encouraging answer he'd given. Markets reacted immediately. Pound strengthened. FTSE rose. Just speculation about Carney replacing Starmer improved economic indicators. The implication was devastating, for current PM markets trusted Carney more than Britain's actual leader. December 24th, 2025 today. Christmas Eve, Keir Starmer sits in number 10, knowing his position is untenable. Economy failing, party doubting, alternative emerging. Mark Carney hasn't declared candidacy, hasn't entered parliament, hasn't officially challenged Starmer, but he doesn't need to, because everyone knows it's coming. Labor MPs are waiting for right moment. Markets are pricing in transition. Media is preparing coverage. The question isn't if Starmer will be replaced, it's when. And who replaces him? Everyone knows the answer. The cameras turn to Carney's London home phone ringing constantly. Labor MPs calling, offering support for leadership bid that hasn't started yet. The cameras turn to number 10 Starmer with advisors, trying to find strategy that doesn't exist, fighting threat he can't defeat. Two men, one position, only one can lead. Starmer has the job, Carney has the support, Starmer has the title. Carney has the credibility, Starmer has the office. Carney has the future. Who wins this battle? The prime minister desperately clinging to power, or the technocrat waiting for a perfect moment to take it? The answer is becoming obvious. Carney is coming. Everyone knows it. The only question, how long does Starmer have? Weeks, months, not years. That's certain. Because Mark Carney didn't guide Britain through financial crises to watch Keir Starmer destroy the economy. He's positioning, preparing, planning, and when the moment comes, he'll strike. Labour will replace their elected leader with unelected technocrat. Because they're desperate. Because markets demand it. Because Starmer failed. And Mark Carney is ready. The man who ran the Bank of England, about to run Britain itself. Christmas present for markets, death sentence for Starmer. The countdown has begun.